Hello, what's going on, yogis? Hello, my name is Jason Gorenstein, and I'm bringing you Facebook Live Yoga. Today is Monday, June the 29th, 2020. The time is 9 a.m., and we go roughly until 9:55 a.m. This is Vinyasa Flow, all levels practice. So I hope that you're having a wonderful Monday morning. This is Monday, June the 29th, as I shared. And we have a really nice practice in store for you guys. So wherever you're finding this practice, whether that be Facebook or YouTube, please know most classes are live streaming on Facebook. So if you want to find your way over to my Facebook page at Yoga with Jason G, please find your way over to my Facebook page, and then that way you could join in on our live streaming videos. So I hope that you guys are having a great day. And I'll look forward to practicing with you guys on the mat. So without further ado, we're going to begin today's practice lying on our backs with our knees about hips width distance apart and our hips releasing down to the ground. So as you feel ready, I'll be joining you guys for today's practice. And we'll begin here. Okay, so as you feel ready, lying on your back, knees bent, feet hips width distance apart. And just begin to observe your body resting down on your mat. As you continue to breathe here, just feel the breath drawing into the body, the pelvis, the belly, the chest. And on the breath out, just feel the breath releasing shoulders, back muscles, and low back. So breathing in, filling up the body, and breathing out, just releasing any amount. And breathing in, filling the body up, and breathing out, and releasing again. And breathing in, and breathing out. And breathing in, and breathing out. So as you feel ready here, you'll take your hands and place them back behind the head and lift the chest on up. And you're just going to begin to look towards the belly here as you roll the shoulders up off the mat. So keep looking to the belly here. And you're going to lift both knees up off the mat. You're going to keep looking at the belly, and you're just going to take very small crunches. So very gently draw the knees to the elbows, elbows to the knees, and then just relax them slightly. Knees to elbows, elbows to knees, and relax slightly. Knees to elbows, elbows to knees, and relax. Then you're just going to keep going through this motion of drawing knees to elbows, elbows to knees, and relaxing. Good. Knees to elbows, elbows to knees, and relax. 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 Good. So hug your knees into the chest here as you breathe, and just start to roll your head over from side to side. So feeling your body, breathing here as you roll from side to side with that head. And eventually you'll release the feet on down to the mat and take the arms up over the head. Now as you press the feet on down, float the pelvis up, and as you release the pelvis down, just lower the hands down to the sides. As you inhale, arms come up, pelvis floats up. And as you exhale, arms to sides, pelvis releases down. Inhale, floating pelvis up, arms up. Exhale, pelvis down, hands down. Inhale, arms lift up, pelvis lifts up. And as you exhale, hold here. So continue to breathe as you draw the belly in, as you press down through the feet. Firm the outer thighs in. And just let the neck be soft here. Good. On an exhalation, release the pelvis down and roll onto your side. press your way on up and find your way onto your hands and knees. So as you find your way onto your hands and your knees, we're going to take a couple rounds of cat and cow pose here. So as you feel ready, inhale, peeling the chest on up, and exhale, rounding across the spine. And inhale, floating the chest on up, and exhale, rounding across the spine. Inhale, floating the chest on up, and exhale, rounding across the spine. Inhale, floating the chest on up, and exhale, rounding across the spine. So tuck the toes underneath, press the fingers down, float the thighs back, downward facing dog. And as you take downward facing dog, just begin to feel the arms lifting up, begin to feel the legs pressing back. Just feel the body moving in two opposite directions. As an inhale, you're going to shift forward into plank, shoulders over wrist. And as you exhale, you're going to scoot the belly in and downward facing dog. As you inhale, shift forward into plank. As you exhale, scoot the belly in, downward facing dog. As you inhale, shift forward into plank. This time, lower the knees down. Lower the chest all the way down to the mat. Walk the hands back to the side ribs. Inhale, peel up the belly here for Cobra Pose. Good. On an exhale, press down through the fingers, thighs back, downward facing dog. And downward facing dog pose, just releasing that head down and breathing here. Now walk the hands back to the feet as you find your way back into a forward fold. Release the hands down, let the head release, and breathe here. Now take the hands to the low back, press through the feet, inhale, lift the chest on up. Come to the center of your mat. Take the fingers, see that the fingers face the front of the room. Good. And on an in-breath, raise the arms up towards the ceiling. And on an out-breath, find your way into a forward fold. As you inhale, lift the chest up halfway. As you exhale, folding once again. On an in-breath, raising the arms up towards the ceiling, palms touch. And on an out-breath, bringing the hands back to the sides. As you inhale, lift on up. As you exhale, fold on forward. On an in-breath, raise up halfway. And on an out-breath, release the head on down. On an in-breath, raise the arms all the way up towards the ceiling. And on an out-breath, bring the hands back to the sides. Inhale, raising the arms up. Exhale, hinging and folding. Inhale, lengthening through the chest, heart, and sternum. Exhale, folding once again. Inhale, raising the arms up towards the ceiling. And exhale, gliding the hands back to the sides. One more time. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthening. Take the hands to the ground. Walk the feet back and find your way into plank pose. Plank pose, lower knees down and lower the chest all the way down to the earth. Scoot the hands back, lift the chest up, upward facing dog. Cobra or upward facing dog. On an exhale, pressing the hips back, downward facing dog. Good. And downward facing dog pose, just breathing here. Lifting the forearms up, wrapping the outer triceps in and breathing. Breathing in. And breathing out. Now walk the feet forward towards the hands. And inhale, lifting the chest up halfway. On an exhale, hinging the hips and folding all the way here. Good. As you inhale, raise the arms up towards the ceiling, palms face one another. And on an exhale, bring the hands back once again to the sides. Inhale, floating the arms up, maybe the fingers touch. Exhale, hinging across the hips and folding all the way forward. Inhale, lengthening through the chest, heart, and sternum. Take the hands back, walk the feet back, plank pose. Plank pose, lowering the knees down, lowering the chest all the way down. Inhale, peeling up the chest, heart, and sternum. And as you exhale, float the thighs back, downward facing. So see that the fingers are pressing down. See that the head is releasing all the way down. And breathe here as you lift through the inner arms. And let that head release all the way down. Continuing to breathe here. And continuing to release. So walk those feet on forward. And inhale, come up halfway. As you exhale, hinge and fold here. And release all the way down. As you inhale, sweep the arms up. Hands, palms come to touch. As you exhale, glide the hands back down to the sides. Again. Inhale, floating on up. And exhale, hinging on down. Inhale, lengthening halfway. And then exhale, walking the feet back. Lowering down halfway or all the way. And inhale, floating up. Exhale, pressing back. And downward facing dog. So downward facing dog pose, we'll step the right foot in between the hands and spin the left heel down. As you firm the right outer buttocks in, float the arms back and out to the sides. As you inhale here, straighten across the right leg and take the arms up towards the ceiling, reaching through the side ribs. On an exhale, bending that right knee and taking the arms out to the sides. On an in-breath, once again, glide the hands up, keeping the legs exactly where they are. And on an out-breath, once again, hands come back out to the sides. Straighten across that right leg and bend deeply into that right knee. This time, taking your right hand, placing it on your right thigh, and taking your left arm all the way up and over the head. As you press your right thigh down, right foot down, begin to spin the left arm up and over the head. And continue to breathe here as you draw your right hip back towards the body. See that you can bend a little bit more deeply into that right knee. Inhale, float that left arm up and find our way back into Warrior Two. Straighten across that right leg, bend deeply into that knee, and windmill the hands back down to the mat. Step the right foot back. And move through a Vinyasa. So shifting forward, lowering down, inhale, lifting up. And exhale, pressing back. And this time you're going to step your left foot in between your hands. So I just spinned over to the opposite side of the mat. Spin the right foot down. And firm the left buttocks in. And as you inhale here, raise both arms up and find your way back into Warrior Two. Straighten across that left leg, lift the arms up, and bend deeply into that knee as you bring the hands down. Now take your arms and lift both arms up towards the ceiling so that both palms face one another. Keep that left knee bent. Take the arms out to the sides and straighten across that leg. One more time. Bend deeply into that knee. Left hand comes inside the leg and right arm up towards the ceiling. Now take your right fingers, glide them down to the floor and up and over the head. And as you press down through the right pinky toe side of the foot, keep lifting up through that right arm. Firm the left buttocks in and breathe here as you lift through the right side of the chest. Lift the right fingers up towards the ceiling, lift the right arm up, and come back into Warrior Two. Straighten across that leg, bend into that knee, and windmill the hands down to the mat. Step your leg on back. And again, downward facing dog pose. Downward facing dog pose, shift forward into plank, lower the knees down, and lower the chest down. Now take your hands and walk your hands along the sides of the body as the palms face the ceiling. Begin to peel up your chest, heart, and sternum as you draw the pinky fingers to the ceiling. Now press down through the left top of the foot as you draw the right thigh up. Keep breathing into the belly as you firm the abdomen in. Now lower the right foot down as you lift the left foot up. Keep firming in the belly here as you lift through the top of the chest. Now lower both feet down, keep the chest lifted, and float both feet up. Turn the pinky toe side of the foot to the floor as you lengthen through the chest. On an exhalation, bring the hands down underneath the chest and press the chest on up. Float the thighs on back and downward facing dog. Now let's step the right foot in between the hands, spin the left foot down. Inhale, find our way back into Warrior Two pose. Straighten across that right leg, hinge at that right hip, and take the right hand down inside of the right leg. Draw the right foot, press the right ball of the foot down, and lift up through those left fingers. And keep breathing here as you lengthen across the chest, the heart, the sternum. Now inhale, raise that left arm up and bend deeply into that right knee. Now take those arms up towards the ceiling once again. This time bring your right hand behind the back and your left hand behind the back. So take your right hand to the right shoulder, left hand to the left shoulder, and maybe walk the fingers back together. See that the belly hugs in here. See that the chest lifts up. And keep allowing those sit bones to sink on down. Now straighten across that leg. And hinge very slightly into that right hip. Inhale, lifting the chest up again. And bend deeply into that knee. Arms come out to the sides here. And reverse the warrior. Right hand up, left palm down. Take your arms back out to the sides. And windmill on down. Step the right leg back, shift forward plank, and move through a vinyasa. Vinyasa, find your way back into downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, let's step the left foot in between the hands. I'm just floating over the other side of the mat. Spin the right heel down, firm the left buttocks in. Inhale, Warrior Two pose. So Warrior Two pose, straighten across the left leg, hinge the hip, and Utthita Trikonasana. So in Utthita Trikonasana, once again, see that we keep lifting through that top chest. Firm the left buttocks in, press through the right heel, and continue to firm the belly in. Lift through the right arm, right chest, right shoulder, and the right fingertips. Inhale, float the right arm up and bend deeply into that left knee. Arms come up towards the ceiling once again, and left hand to left shoulder, right hand up the back. So once again, maybe grab hold of the fingers here and draw the elbows in equal and opposite directions. Straighten across the left leg and hinge across the left hip. Good. One more time here. Inhale, lift those arms up and bend deeply into that left knee. And breathe here as you press through the right outer foot and lift through the center chest. Good. Now take the arms out to the sides and reverse the warrior here. And windmill the hands back down to the mat as you step the left leg back to meet the right. Shift forward into plank pose, lower the knees down, lower the chest all the way down. So take the hands now and interlace the thumbs behind the back. See that the fingers begin to lengthen towards the backs of the knees. Begin to feel the outer upper arms revolving in as the collarbones spread wide apart. Inhale, lift the chest on up. And as you press down through the left ball of the foot, float the right leg up. Breathe here as you hug that right outer foot in towards the midline of the body. Now lower that right foot on down and inhale, float the left foot on up. Now breathe here as you lift through the chest, the heart, and the sternum. Good. Lower that foot down. Now lift both feet up And remember to turn both pinky toes down to the mat as you lengthen through the chest. Good, and breathe in. And breathe out. Now lower that head on down and release the head to face one side. Take the hands to the side ribs. Inhale, peel up the chest here. Upward facing dog. On an exhale, pressing on back for your downward facing dog. Downward facing dog pose, scooting both feet over to the left side of the mat. Breathing here as you press through the hands and wrap your outer upper arms in. Now glide back to center and to the other side of the mat. Firm your outer triceps in as you breathe on here. Now glide your feet back into center and take those thighs on back. So from here, let's step our right foot and our left foot forward towards the hands. Inhale, lengthening halfway. As you exhale, hinge and fold. As you inhale, float the arms up towards the ceiling, Ardha Chandrasana, and as you exhale, glide the hands back down to the sides. Let's take our hands to the hips and bend into the left knee. So you can place your left heel across the right shin, or you can bring your left heel into your right thigh. Bring your palms together at the center chest. And inhale, float the arms up towards the ceiling here. Now on an exhalation, take your hands, bend the elbows, and bring your hands back behind the back. So keep lifting the chest to your heart and sternum as you draw the elbows down towards the mat. Keep breathing here as you firm that belly in and lengthen through the top of the chest. Now inhale, float those arms up towards the ceiling here and bring those hands back into the center chest. On an exhalation, release the left leg all the way down towards the mat. Now bend the right knee and spin the right foot in and take the right foot, placing it on the left thigh. Now as you bring the hands to the center chest, float the arms up and bring the arms up towards the ceiling. As you take the hands, glide the hands behind the back and bring the hands in towards the low back. Pressing through the fingers here, left thigh into right foot and right foot into left thigh. And breathing in here and breathing out. And breathing in. And breathing out. And breathing in. And breathing out. One more. And breathing in. And breathing out. So let's release that foot on down. Inhale, float the arms up above the head. Exhale, hinging at the hips and folding. Inhale, lifting through the chest, heart, and sternum. And on an exhale, let's step back the left leg. Release the left knee down to the mat. Inhale, float the arms all the way up towards the ceiling here. And as you exhale, bring the hands down to the mat and step your right leg back. So now we come through a vinyasa. You can either be on your knees or you can be in your standard pose. Inhale, lifting. And exhale, pressing on back. And then you'll step the left foot in between the hands, release the right knee down, and inhale, float the arms up. Good. So breathe in here for a breath. Just see that the legs are pressing down. See that the chest is lifting up. And on an exhale, hands come down and step your right leg forward to meet the left. Inhaling here. And exhaling, folding. And inhale, sweeping those arms up. And exhale, hands come to the center chest. One more time. Inhale, floating up. And exhale, folding down. Inhale, lengthening. This time taking the right leg back and releasing the right knee down to the mat. Inhale, floating both arms up. Exhale, hands come back down. Step the left leg back. So move through a vinyasa here, either lifted or lowered down. And exhale, press back, downward facing dog. So step the right foot in between the hands, release the left knee down, and inhale, float the arms up. So be here for a breath. Keep firming the outer thighs in. Keep lifting through the top of the chest. On an exhale, hands come down to the mat and step your left foot forward to the right. Inhale, lengthening here. And exhale, folding. Inhale, raising the arms up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, glide the hands back down to the sides. So inhale, float the arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthening. And exhale, bring the hands back to the mat. Walk the feet back, plank pose, chaturanga, upward facing dog. Exhale, resting back, downward facing dog. Good. So downward facing dog pose, let's step the right foot in between the hands, spin the left heel down. Inhale, floating up, warrior two pose, and straightening across the right leg. Bending deeply into the right knee. Once again, right hand comes inside the right thigh crease, left hand to the ceiling. So as you firm the right outer buttocks in, glide the left arm up and over the head. I'll take the left hand, bring it behind the back, and lift the chest up. Now take your right hand, glide it on up, and bring it back behind you. Good. Straighten across that right leg. Keep your left hand where it is. And bring your right hand down outside the leg. So this is a triangle pose. And from triangle pose, lift the chest, heart, and sternum, and float that left arm back up. Now look down at the right foot, bend the right knee, and step the left foot in. Now take your right hand forward to the foot, glide the left leg up, and come into Ardha Chandrasana. From Ardha Chandrasana, if you'd like, you can take Chapasana's variation. Grab hold of that left shin. Begin to kick that left leg on back as you lift through the chest, heart, and sternum here. And breathe. Good. Releasing that leg, lifting the left arm up. And as you exhale, slowly lowering that left leg down. Inhale, floating the arms up, bending the right knee, and reversing the warrior here. On an exhalation, hands come down to the mat and stepping your right leg on back. Shifting forward into plank, lowering down halfway. Inhale, peeling up the chest. And as you exhale, pressing on back for downward facing dog. So I'm going to just scoot to the other side of the mat. Step the left foot forward in between the hands and spin that right heel down. Good. As you inhale, warrior two pose. And straighten across that left leg. Begin to bend into that left knee. Left hand inside left leg, right arm up towards the ceiling. And if you'd like, glide that right arm up and over your head. Now take the right hand, bring it behind the back, and lift the chest here. Now take the left arm, spin it on up, reverse the warrior. And reverse warrior, straighten that left leg, hinge at that left hip, and glide the left hand down. Inhale, float the right arm up, and lift it up towards the ceiling here. Now lift that arm up, bend the left knee, and reverse the warrior. One more time. Windmill your hands down to the mat, step on back, downward facing dog. So you can move through a vinyasa here, shift forward plank, lower the knees down. Actually, lower the chest all the way down. Take the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers here, and pull the fingers back to the back of the mat. See that the elbows continue to revolve towards the ceiling as you press down through the tops of the feet. Firm the belly in and lift up through the chest. Keep lifting up through the toes as you turn the pinky toe side of the foot down to the mat. And breathe here as you lengthen through the sides of the chest. Now take the hands, press down through the feet, and begin to float back into downward facing. And from downward facing dog, let's step the right foot in between the hands. Keep the left heel planted down. Inhale. Crescent pose. And from crescent pose, straighten across that right leg as you lower the left foot on down. Take your hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers here. Bend deeply into that right knee. more time, interlace the fingers, crescent pose, and take the arms up and over the head. Good. As you feel ready, inhale, lift the chest, heart, and sternum. Float the arms back up towards the ceiling. On an exhalation, hands come in front of you, and step that left foot on in. Straighten across that right leg, walking the hands back and lifting the chest on up. Good. On an exhale, one more time, bending that knee, lifting the left leg on up. That's excellent. Okay, as you lift the left leg on up, you're going to bring your hands to the center chest and lift up through the left foot. Now take the left knee, lift up the left leg, and breathe here. Take your right hand, grab hold of that left knee, and take your left hand behind the back. Good. Inhale, coming back to center here. Hands at the center chest, and stepping that left leg on back. Releasing the hands down again. Release the left foot on down, walk the hands back, and inhale, lift the chest. On an exhale, bending that knee, stepping your right foot back, and finding your way into downward facing dog pose. Downward facing dog to plank. Lower the knees down and lower the chest all the way down. Inhale, peeling up chest, heart, and sternum, and breathing here for a moment. Good. So one more time, lowering the head down to the mat and interlacing the fingers the funky way, other way. And then taking your fingers and pulling them down your back body as you lift the chest on up. So wrap your outer upper arms in. And begin to allow your outer inner legs to roll up. And breathe here as you lift through the chest, creating lots of space through the low back as you hug in the belly. Now lower those legs on down. Hands come to the floor. And inhale, peel up the chest. On an exhalation, press the thighs back. Downward facing dog. So downward facing dog pose, you're going to step the left foot in between the hands. As you plant the right foot down, inhale, float the arms up, Anjalayasana pose. From Anjalayasana, straighten that left leg and take the hands behind the back. On an exhalation, rebend into that left knee and glide the arms up and over the head. You have the option of lowering that right heel down. Inhale, floating the arms up one more time and lifting the arms up towards the ceiling. As you take the hands back down to the mat, step the right foot in and fold on forward here. I'll bend into that left knee, walk the hands forward, and lift the right leg up. Inhale, lift the chest here. So without letting the right foot touch the ground, lift the right knee up. Now take the left hand and place it around the right knee as you take the right arm back behind you. And breathe here as you keep lifting through the chest, heart, and sternum. And extending. Come back to center. Hands come to the center chest. Release the hands down to the mat. Release the right foot back. Walk the hands back. And release the head on down. Bend into that knee once again. Step the foot back. And move through a Vinyasa. Chaturanga. Plank. And upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. And breathe here as you release that head on down. So from here, you're going to begin to lower the knees down to the mat. And then as you extend the left leg back, you're going to spin onto the right outer foot and come into Vashisthasana. So you have the option here in Vashisthasana to take your right foot underneath the left. So you come into true Vashisthasana. Keep lifting through that left arm, chest, and shoulder as you breathe on here. Now lower the left hand down to the mat, lower the knees down, and come back into tabletop pose. On an exhale, extend the right leg back, shift over the other side, and Vashisthasana pose. So once again here, press down through the left palm. If you'd like, take the left leg underneath the right. And breathe here as you spread across the chest and lift through that right palm. On an exhale, take the right hand down to the mat and release the knees down to the mat. Good. And then interlace the fingers here as you walk the feet back and come into plank pose. So we're here for a minute and continue to breathe here. So as you take plank pose, press down wrist, forearm, and the fingers. Continue to affirm the belly in as you draw the thigh bones back. See that those heels lengthen back. See that that sternum lengthens on forward. Now lower the knees down to the mat again and press down through the fingers. Shift the hips back. Once again, float back. Downward facing dog pose. Downward facing dog pose, stepping the right foot in between the hands, spinning the left hip down. Inhale, floating the arms up towards the ceiling for warrior one pose. Straighten across that right leg. And one more time, bend deeply into that right knee. Take the hands down to the mat, spin onto the ball of the left foot. And now step the right foot back, Vashisthasana. Right arm up towards the ceiling. Good. As you exhale, come back to center and Vinyasa. And from Vinyasa, we step the left foot in between the hands. Spin the right heel down. Inhale, float the arms up, Virabhadrasana 1, and straighten across that left leg. One more time, Vira 1. And release the hands on down. Spin onto the outer side of the right foot, press the right palm down, and then take the left foot back, Vashisthasana. And once again, release the left palm down, and lower all the way down. So inhale, peel up the chest. We're going to come into Sphinx Pose. And see that the elbows are underneath the shoulders. Spread across the fingers here. See that the pointer fingers line up with the sides of the mat. As you roll the outer upper arms in, begin to inhale, lift the pelvis up. Then press down to the feet, and one more time we're in forearm plank pose. So see here that the outer upper arms revolve in. See that the forearms press down. Firm your belly in as you breathe here. Continue to lift in through the chest, the heart, the sternum. As you exhale, lower those knees down and come up back into tabletop pose. From tabletop pose, press those hips back and find your way into downward facing dog. From downward facing dog pose, stepping the right foot in between the hands. Spin the left heel down. Inhale once again, warrior one. And one more time, straightening that leg. So this time, let's take the left hand, place it on the left shoulder, and take the right hand and place it up the back. Grab hold of the fingers here, and step your left foot in. Now spin your left outer hip to the right foot, and glide your left elbow to the right toes. And breathe here as you lengthen across the spine. On an in-breath, lift the chest, heart, and sternum, and take the arms back up towards the ceiling. On an out-breath, draw the right hand to the right hip and begin to revolve the left hand out to the right foot. Take the right hand, place it on the right hip. Draw the left hip up as you breathe. Now lift the right arm up. Raise that arm up and breathe here as well. Inhale, lift that right arm up. Come back to center. Arms come up towards the ceiling and bend deeply into that right knee. On an exhalation, hands come down. Step the right foot back and come into plank pose. Plank pose, lower the knees down and lower the chest all the way down. Inhale, peeling up chest, heart, and sternum. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take the left foot, step it in between the hands, and spin the right foot down. Inhale, float the arms on up. Straighten across that leg. Once again, step your right foot on in. Now take your right hand this time, bring it to your right shoulder, and take your left hand up the back. Glide the fingers to touch, lift the right elbow up, and drive the left elbow down. Glide that right elbow forward, and begin to hinge at those hips as you fold here. Now draw that right hip back, draw the left hip back, draw the right hip forward. Inhale, floating up the arms, chest and sternum, and lifting those arms up towards the ceiling. Left hand comes to the left hip crease, and right arm drives forward. Take the right hand outside of the right leg, or left leg rather, and bring the left hand onto the left hip. See that left hip drives back. See that right heel presses down. Inhale, floating the left arm up towards the ceiling here. And breathing as you lift through the left chest, the left heart, the left sternum. Inhale, floating the arms up. And releasing the hands down to the mat. Stepping the left leg back, plank pose, chaturanga, and lowering all the way down. Good, so now take yourself back into Sphinx for a moment and just watch. You're going to bend both knees here, and you're going to lower the chest all the way down. Now you're going to take your hands and bring them outside of your legs to grab hold of your shins. And as you grab hold of both of your shins here, begin to kick the legs back and peel the chest on up. Thigh bones down, belly in, lift up through the heart. On an exhalation, releasing the entire trunk of the body down. And just breathe in here for a breath. Now breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. So let's come back to center, bend those knees, and grab hold of the ankles again. Firm the outer legs in, lift up through the thighs, and kick those legs on back. Keep kicking through those legs, lifting the chest, heart, and sternum, and breathing here. On an exhalation, lower on down, and turn the head to the opposite side. And breathe in here. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Okay, so press the hands down. Inhale, peel the chest up. And sweep your legs forward in front of you. Take the legs this time. Bring the legs up and draw the knees into the chest. Just like we started with, hands come behind the back of the head. And we're just going to alternate leg extensions. So the right leg extends forward, and the right leg draws on it. And the left leg extends on forward, and the left leg draws on it. And the right leg, and the right knee draws on it. And the left leg, and the left knee draws on it. And just begin to alternate here, right and left. And right and left. And right again. And left. And right again. And left. Good. Bring your knees into the chest here and just start to rock those hips right and left a few times. All right, so as you take those feet down to the mat, begin to grab hold of the outer sides of the mat. Now roll your shoulders underneath you. And as you inhale, peel up the pelvis. Press down through the tops of the feet, press down through the thighs, and draw the belly in. Release the shoulders down, lengthen the side ribs, and feel the buttocks hugging down and underneath you. Good, so as you breathe in, remember we returned you. This was the very first pose that we took today, one of the very first poses. Okay, breathe in, and breathe out. And breathe in, and breathe out. And lower that pelvis down. And release the back muscles here. And breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. So you guys can take another round of a bridge pose, Urban Zen, Or if you'd like, spread across the fingers here, firm the outer upper arms in. Press down through the toes, press down through the thighs, firm the belly in. Hug the elbows in and come onto the top of the head. As you press the forearms in, press the tops of the arms down. Inhale, peel the chest up, shoulders up, and breathe here. This is called bridge pose. And breathe in. This is called Ardha Chandrasana, or wheel pose. And breathe in and breathe out. So lift the head up, lower down slowly, and then release the back of the body down. So be here for a moment. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. So now take the hands and then back behind the head and firm the outer ears in. And then press down to the feet, draw the belly in, and lift up onto the top of the head. As you draw the outer arms in, lift up the chest, heart, and sternum and breathe here. And breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. 2 more. Breathe in. You can come down whenever you want. And breathe out. 1 more. Breathe in. And lower down. Good. So arms come out to the sides, knees come into the chest. Let the knees drift over to one side. Just bring the arms out into the other side. Breathe here. So this is a great way, especially after Ardha Chandrasana, great pose, just to take simple twists. And then come back to center with those legs. Scoot in and take them to the other side. And eventually you'll hug your knees into your chest and squeeze them in. Good. And then from here, you're just going to grab hold of your big toe mounds of the feet. And grabbing hold of your big toe mounds of the feet, lift the heels all the way up towards the ceiling. And then as you feel ready here, just begin to slowly release the legs on down. Take the hands under the buttocks, flash, lengthen the heels forward, and breathe here. Arms face the ceiling. Release the shoulders, the arms, and just breathe here. Breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in. And breathing out. And breathing in. Just taking another moment here, wiggling the fingers and the toes, scooting the head from side to side, and bringing the knees back into a bent position. Rolling the body weight over onto yourself, and pressing your way all the way up. And we're going to sit here just for a moment in a cross-legged posture. So as you close the eyes, just begin to focus on your breathing. And just notice the subtlety of your breath. And if it's helpful to keep repeating breathe in and breathe out, then please continue to keep doing that. And eventually you'll take your hands to the center chest. You'll exhale, you release the chin towards the chest, lifting up through the head, opening the eyes. Namaste. So thank you guys for joining us for this Monday morning class, a little bit of a mellow class, mellow Vinyasa flow. Once again, my name is Jason Gorenstein. This is our live streaming class channel. So we do live streaming videos every single day of the week, and it is Monday through Friday, obviously, Monday through Friday. Every single day of the week. It's Monday through Sunday. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to let me know. A couple of things that you guys could do to help out. If you guys like the Facebook page, it's really awesome just to like the Facebook page. It helps to just grow the community. Also, the YouTube page, if you want to hit the subscribe button, that's also really cool here. Please feel free to hit the subscribe button. And if you feel like Venmoing, you can feel free to Venmo, send Venmo contributions if you'd like. And otherwise, just continue to stay connected and posted to this practice. So once again, my name is Jason Gorenstein. The class that you just took was a Vinyasa flow, all levels practice. And the next class will be Tuesday, which is tomorrow, June the 30th at 9 a.m. Roughly goes until 9:55 a.m. And I hope that you guys can join us for class. So once again, my friends, as I usually share with you all, and as we usually close off and sign off on this class, everyone be well, be happy, namaste. So thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have an excellent rest of your day. And please feel free to reach out to me. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Let me know if how I can be of service. All right, thank you guys so much.